Okay, sorry about that. I'm trying to figure out like a good way to see because my video. Oh, okay. But let's start off like this. Welcome to the Generic Paranormal Show. I'm KD, and this is my co-host Austin Maynard. Austin and myself have been friends for many years now, and we've done a lot of work together. And this is a show that we like to do, and just to kind of give everybody a glimpse into how our tech collaboration mindset works and the kinds of conversations that we have and just about just all things paranormal pretty much. And we were like, well, so here we are doing our podcast, trying to be consistent and shit. Austin, say
Mhm. Hello, how's everybody doing?
anything you want to plug for your
Oh yeah, good call. By
before we
the way,
get started. Thanks
let's
everybody
see.
for showing up. uh
E-Vapor Hut.
yeah,
If you use
eVapor.
discount code Ghost Vape, all one word, it's Ghost GHOSTVAPE. Give you 20% discount code on anything on the shop. So
Right.
evaporhut.com.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
eVapor Hut.
So
eVapor I can't say it. eVapor Hut.
E-Vapor.
eVapor Hut uh .com. There you go. All right, and use his promo code and you get your little discount, and that way that they know that um his advertising for that company is paying them, in return. So that's kind of what that's all about. So yeah, help us. If you want to like support us, make sure you subscribe. Like the video. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share the video. We're trying to grow our audience. We're trying to be a little bit more organized. So we have a different show for you tonight. It's going to be a little bit different. We're experimenting with the format a bit, right? So I've
Mhm.
actually done a little research beforehand, and I've got all my videos up, and so this is my first attempt at really actually putting any kind of structure to this show. So we hope you enjoy it. So I'm KD Stafford. I am the founder of Supernatural Inc. along with my wife Katie. I've, we Katie and I have been involved in the paranormal research and kind of making our evidence and our work that we do on equipment and investigations, or we've been putting that stuff public for about 10 years now, I think. Yeah, about 10 years since we got out of the army. So, and I do want to say happy 4th to everybody out there and America. And I'm proud to be an American. All right. Happy birthday, America. Uh, we're going to shoot some fireworks after this podcast is over. Katie and I spent a a kind of startling amount of money on fireworks accidentally the other.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it
Accidentally.
happens. It happens. Hey, what do forget about.
It does
So
happen accidentally.
yeah, so we're gonna keep this to an hour tonight, and so Austin, anything you want to say? Who are you? Let's get a little monologue. I want you to start doing
Uh,
a little monologue, bud. You gotta be like, I'm Austin Maynard. I'm
I,
a founder of
um,
UPN. I work with Cincinnati. was it? Is it Central Cincinnati or is it Central Eastern Cincinnati? Is that
Creepy
right?
Cincinnati
Huh?
paraforensics. Yeah. Creepy Cincinnati
Creepy.
paraforensics.
I was thinking it was Central for some reason, and I don't know why, dude. Dude, y'all got so many damn teams that are part of. It's hard to keep up with it.
Well, I'm Austin Maynard. I'm surprised we're doing this now. Like this is like
Why?
our freaking 15th
Nah,
show.
but nah, but this you know, because I want to start doing this. So this is what we're gonna do quickly at the beginning of each episode. So just I'm sorry, I should have warned
Oh,
y'all.
at the beginning of every episode. Damn, you're asking a lot now.
No, just a quick monologue. You're gonna go, "Hey, I'm Austin
All
Maynard.
right.
I'm founder of
Um.
UGPN." Yeah, you ain't got to do the whole thing like
Okay.
I
All
did.
right. All right. All right. Well, I'm
So let's
Austin
start over.
Maynard.
Let's start over. Let's start over. Hey y'all, I'm Katie Stafford, founder of Supernatural Inc. along with my co-founder Katie Stafford. I've been in several shows on Travel Channel, Goes to Devil's Perch, Goes to Morgan City, and many others. Check them out on Discovery Plus. This is Austin Maynard, my co-host.
Hi, I'm Austin Maynard. I'm the founder of of the Underground Paranormal Network. It's a network of like locations, builders, and different like unique researchers, things like that. And I built up. We have 7 locations within the network, and then that we open up for tours, and we've been working with the owners and everything. And then I dabble in a lot of ITC, just like you do. And I have been. I've made probably a total of 30 minutes or less on national TV
Okay,
total
that's
in my
that's that's,
career.
that's a little bit longer than what I was,
All
wanting
right,
to do.
well,
You could have
I'll
just
nail
said,
it
"I'm
down. You're
founder of
making me
UG.
try this. This is
I'm
the first
founder
time
of
I've tried this out.
UGPN." I know. I'm just saying. I just say founder of UGPN. Quick monologue.
Founder UGPN.
You guys are watching. You're witnessing the evolution of, what was once a just scatterbrain show all over the place. We really didn't put a lot of research in beforehand, but this time, we have, and we're going to. You're watching the evolution and process. All right, so, yeah, so that KD Austin. Anyway, so tonight we are going to talk about the moon. Okay, not just the moon, because that would be. I mean, yeah, moon's cool, right? But most people just kind of look at it as a big hunk of white uh, powdery sand, with low gravity, and pretty much the only the only visualization, or I guess way we can imagine, you know being on the surface is from the moon landing photos, which some people claim to have been faked, or and videos claim that the actual Buzz Aldrin, um, Neil Armstrong, actual getting on boots on the ground on the moon. A lot of people think it was faked. I believe that it wasn't, but we already did that discussion in the last episode, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna kind of move forward with that topic. And if you have anything you'd like to input, or reply here in the chat about, or elaborate on in the chat, go ahead, feel free. um, so where did we stop off last time? The dark side of the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we went from, because we had gone from the moon landing, whether it was fake or not, the video. They say Stanley,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Stanley Kubrick, they say,
Yeah.
would have been the director. Yeah, he also did The Shining. He did he do Full Metal Jacket? Yeah, yeah, he did do
I'm
Full
not
Metal
sure.
Jacket. Yeah, that was Stanley Kubrick, dude.
Oh.
Anyways, yeah, he's like a master director. But anyways, uh, so, uh, um, but then right before we closed out, we started to get into the dark side of the moon and some of the info that has been coming out lately, about what may be on the dark side of the moon. So I have pulled up a couple videos here, and I just have to share it. See, I'm gonna have to get used to doing this sharing thing. Okay. No, not that one. So this one? No. Oh no. Yeah, it was this one. Okay. So this is a little
Kennedy Space Center, Florida, November 14th, 1969. Less than 4 months after the success of Apollo 11, NASA launches Apollo 12. Its second.
So I guess I would assume that people who thought that the Apollo 12 mission was a hoax, or was it the Apollo 16? Shit. Oh, no.
Second manned mission.
I'm really not sure.
On this mission, one of the key objectives was to learn more about what's below the surface of the moon.
One of the big lunar mysteries that the Apollo astronauts were hoping to at least answer in part was what is inside the moon.
Yeah, right. Because you'd think it'd have something of a core, right? Like a lava core or whatever,
Yeah.
with an iron core that would, I guess I would assume.
We're
Yeah.
limited in how much we can really look at the moon and look into the moon to understand its interior from the Earth.
The astronauts on Apollo 12 left seismometers, just like we use on Earth to detect.
So we definitely have gone there and done a lot of stuff, right? And
Mhm.
so in my mind, it's not even worth like being suspicious that we didn't actually go to the moon. When we said we did. So
Earthquakes on Earth, they wanted to see if the moon had these quaking type behaviors called moonquakes. And they wanted to see, how did the moon behave? What kind of resonances does it have?
Right.
And those are related to its properties, its inner structure, its
right.
core. And these are things that you can learn about only from placing these seismometers on the moon's surface.
To understand what's going on inside the moon, the Apollo astronauts and the scientists at NASA came up with a really interesting experiment, which was to crash things into the moon. And
that's why I keep pausing it, and I want to talk about it a little bit,
Yeah.
because I don't want to get a copyright. So
That's what you gotta do.
fair use as long as I'm providing transformative and whatever input or whatever to it. So yeah. Anyway, so this is one theory, right? The hollow moon theory, right?
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit to where okay, so I think it's right here. Yeah, no comms on the side of the moon because they're out of line of sight, right? So on the other side of the moon,
Unless you had a couple of reflective satellites.
you would have to have satellites that could
that were positioned properly,
that could relay across, around the outer, it's a weak atmosphere, but it does have not really atmosphere, but the magnetic, whatever. Anyways,
gravitational pull.
Yeah, so because the moon's got its own gravitational.
It's tidally locked with the Earth, so that means the same. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't do what anyone was expecting. Seismic data. but it
They sent their ascent stage module, which they no longer needed, crashing into the moon.
When Apollo 12 sent its lunar module ascent stage hurtling into the moon, it hit. And the scientists on Earth saw the seismic data.
Oh, shit.
Ascent stage.
You know, they were talking about nuking the moon recently, right? Like, why the fuck would you do that?
I thought they did that a long time ago.
I mean, they had some kind of cockamamie reasons for wanting to do it, and I just thought that you know, like, why, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't see the point in that.
yeah, you want to like radiate the moon, and you know how far the particles would go from an explosion, from a nuclear blast on the fucking moon, like, right? So that'd be ridiculous, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
it would be.
fallout, you know, radioactive particles would just freaking probably completely engulf the moon, I would say, in the low gravity, you know.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, anyways. So this is like what they started out with doing, right? Instead of, so they just basically
signal
set off
seemed
a
to be
bomb
going
full
back
of,
and forth
you know,
inside the
jet
moon,
fuel
almost like it was a bell that was ringing.
against the moon.
And it went on for an hour, and no one has been able to understand why.
Yeah, so it made the fucking moon ring like a bell. There we go. Like, yeah, listen again.
The signal seemed to be going back and forth inside the moon, almost like it was a bell that was ringing. And it went on for an hour, and no one has been able to understand why.
See, now that's crazy, right? Because that could mean that this is like a conspiracy theory too. It's called the hollow moon. Yeah, so that's what this is. And you know, so there's actually some kind of that's not like definitive evidence of that being the case, that the moon's hollow, but that is definitely a legitimate argument for the case. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because it would either have to be hollow or like not very dense, right?
Right.
Because there's rocks that resonate when you hit them, you know, like in Namadal, I think.
That's one of the places. There's a number of ancient sites that resonate at certain frequencies.
Like a bell? The discovery came as a shock, and it opened the door to new, thought-provoking possibilities.
The oscillations lasted for a very long time, much longer than we expected.
Yeah, that definitely means that there's like an iron, like some iron within the core of it, though, right? At a minimum. Yeah.
And that's surprising fundamentally because we're just really used to the way the Earth vibrates. And the moon just behaves differently. And it let us know that the structure of the moon is very different than the structure of the Earth. Some people thought that might mean the moon is hollow.
Dude, that's nuts, man. So anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on this one. Okay, but hold on. This is the part that I wanted to look at.
Experiment that was conducted on the Apollo 17 mission in 1972.
On Apollo 17, there was a NASA experiment called Chapel Bell, which was classified If you think about the name Chapel Bell, it implies something to do with sound waves and the ringing of a bell. But nobody knows what Chapel Bell is. It's 50 years later. The test itself is still classified. There's a lot of secrecy that seems unnecessary, especially 50 years later. It doesn't make any sense. The only reason it makes sense for the Chapel Bell experiment, the separate experiment, to be classified is if the results were something extraordinary, something unexpected, and something that implied that the moon was far, far different than NASA had been telling us.
What was the Chapel Bell experiment? And what were its results? Could it have provided more evidence to suggest that the moon is hollow? And if so, has...
You see, even NASA was in on this shit. But you know, NASA's like a corporation. It's not like it's subsidized by the US government, but the US government doesn't own NASA. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
NASA deliberately withheld this information for 50 years?
that's crazy. So
Yeah, it is.
that's the hollow moon, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so now like let's see here. If I can find this. Blah blah. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, so next we're gonna kind of jump to where's that other video at? Oh, not that one. Okay, so anyways, we'll just watch this one, I think. All right, so Joe Rogan. All right, so this is a clip of Joe Rogan talking about Nazis on the dark side of the moon, conspiracy theory. All right, so this is like another one. It was in my little list of topics there. So let me just share this. And we'll get, oh shit, not that. Yeah, there we go. I reckon. Okay.
You reckon?
On a Galaxy Ultra, it's legitimate zoom.
Hold on.
Because a 100, if you like do the 100 zoom on a Galaxy Ultra, it's legitimate zoom. It's not just things that it knows are going to be there, like the moon. Because the moon, you know, the moon doesn't turn. Do you know that?
What do you mean?
He's like, do you know the moon doesn't turn, man? He go, look, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, Andrew Phelps.
Yeah, that shit's hilarious, dude. Hold on,
That is.
anyways, yeah. So let me get back into it. Shit, get rid of that. Okay.
It doesn't turn.
The moon doesn't turn. We turn. The moon is locked into our orbit, and we see the same side of the moon always.
But we turn.
Yeah, but the moon turns with us.
So it turns at the exact same rate that we turn.
No, it follows us.
So we're getting the version of the moon
exactly
at the same.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because when what was it? One of the Apollo missions. Oh no, it was when it was Apollo 12, right? It was Apollo 16. I think it's Apollo 16. Yeah, when Apollo 16, when they landed on the moon, like they had to have, I can't remember the guy that stayed in the shuttle that orbited the moon, right, while they were on the ground. But he every time he would go all the way around the dark side of the moon, and I think it was like 15 minutes or something like that. It would be 15 minutes of radio blackout, but there was recordings of him talking, and talking about how he is completely alone right now. There's no one else. he's not only off Earth, like off on the other side of the moon, and completely cut off communication wise with civilization on Earth.
Right.
Or the guys on the on the ground on the moon. Right.
Yeah.
But as at a speed that we see the same side, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying. It's rolling, right? Like yeah. Anyways, I'll see if I can pull up a graphic of it. That way we can all understand it and see it. It's good to just get a little refresher on stuff like that, while you're
Yeah.
because it matters
sure.
when you're looking into the into stuff like this.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's finish watching.
Exactly.
Aren't we? So sun is here. We are
Pick up the skulls.
Yeah. So this is us.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is gonna be. This is us.
Right.
Moon.
Yeah.
Moon is rotating around us. We're rotating around the sun.
Exactly.
So you're saying the moon is rotating around us the exact same.
The moon is
speed.
rotating around us, but not rotating. So it's not spinning as
we
it's
spin.
rotating. We spin.
So
it follows us.
Why doesn't it spin? That I don't understand.
Because it follows us. Like, say, look, like here's the palm of my hand. Well, I'll show you right here. Watch me. Here's the
Let's
palm of my
get
hand.
Joe
right?
Rogan.
Okay. Now
breakdown
imagine
of it.
this is the Earth.
Like I can't imagine a better explanation. Anybody to explain it better than Joe Rogan.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine the Earth is spinning.
Okay.
And the palm of my hand follows the Earth as it spins, but you only see this palm of my hand. You don't see my knuckles. You don't see the back of my hand. You see the palm of my hand because it never spins.
And then we'll try. And then we'll.
So the
fact check
moon,
him.
when we see the moon,
Then we'll fact check him. Right. Okay. So let's fact check him
It's
right
true.
now.
It is true.
You're right, but I just want to like. Okay. So.
Okay. Yeah.
I have this game. It's called Universe Simulator, and
Yeah.
you can basically do all kinds of. You can do whatever you want to the. You can make your own universes and stuff. Solar
Oh, I
system,
can't even imagine.
planets.
I can't
it's
even
awesome.
imagine what you're doing to those poor video game characters.
Dude, I replaced the sun with a black hole. It was pretty cool.
See, I know how you treat a Furby, so
All right, so let's see.
that was kind of funny though. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, videos. So here we go. All right.
In the name of science.
Earth experiences two different motions: rotation and revolution. Earth spins on its axis, and it takes 1 day to do so.
It's like
In 1 day, Earth makes 1 rotation on its axis. Earth also travels
I think it's exactly 23 hours and 45
and
minutes.
it takes 1 year to make a complete trip. In 1 year, Earth makes 1 revolution around the sun.
I should pull this up on my.
Looking at a map of the world, it appears that the eastern edge of South America
What the hell
and the
is
western
this?
edge of Africa.
That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Okay, hold on. Here we go. This is one I meant to play.
Okay. Yeah. So that's how you get like the high and low tide.
Right.
So like as it becomes nightfall, the tide comes in because that means the moon is on that side of the earth. But like when the moon's on the other side of the earth, then the tide shifts the other way because that's what they call tidally locked. Like wherever the moon is, it's pulling the water away from.
So here's what I'm saying. The reference to the dark side of the moon is not necessarily referencing the side of the moon that the one side of the moon.
Because it does get sunlight.
Dark. So Joe's right.
It does get sunlight.
Joe's 100% fact check true. Yeah. So and that, that's what I thought. But it's just kind of weird because when you think dark side of the moon, you're thinking
it's not
the side that gets this it's always
that you
dark
don't see
on that side of the moon also. But in reality, it's just referencing that it's out of line of sight from the Earth.
Because
Right.
it does get sunlight.
Right.
It does get sunlight.
As far as
you gotta call it the far side of the moon.
As far
the far
as
side of the moon.
communication, as far as the communication wise goes, once you hit that far side, out of line of sight for radio transmissions, you are cut off, and your comms are dark on that side of the moon. All comms are dark on that side of the moon, unless you were to. But see, then you couldn't really. I don't know if a satellite would.
You would have to have a
Do we have
a satellite a certain distance away from the satellite that's doing the communicating.
We should have satellites around the friggin' moon, right?
We probably do. We probably have a number of them.
Yeah,
because you would have to have one that would be so many degrees around the circumference of the moon that would always be in line of sight with the Earth one way or another. So that way, or you could just wait until the satellite got to the other side of the moon or got into the Earth side, because it's not like it's, you know what I mean? Like, it would still collect the data and then send it when it got into rain or into line of sight, at worst case scenario. Which, I mean, it does once every however many times.
Does anything orbit the moon?
Yeah.
Yes, NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter and a handful of other active spacecraft are currently orbiting the moon. One of the really cool CubeSats I'm excited about is NASA Capstone, which will be joining these other spacecraft in orbit around the moon. Capstone stands for the Cislunar Autonomous Positioning System Technology Operations and Navigation Experiment. It serves as a Pathfinder mission for Gateway as part of NASA's Artemis program. Gateway is a space station that will orbit the moon and provide a place for
So we don't have anything orbiting the moon right now. Are you kidding me?
Do. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Well,
NASA's Lunar Orbiter.
Yeah, but that's not even that. They're working on this right here.
Well, no, it's already. Oh, well, this is a new thing that they're working on. But the Lunar Orbiter
the
is
NASA's
currently
NASA Lunar Orbiter. Okay.
And that has been
okay, but
that's been going for a long time.
Okay, so hold on though. Let's see. Let's watch a little short video on it. Where are we at time wise? Oh yeah, we got plenty of time.
Sure do.
Okay.
Moon. And they are very excited about what's waiting for them.
I think we'll all be surprised by what we find. We're going to see the moon in a completely different way.
Giving us that new perspective, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. It's the reason for all the excitement. And it's next on Real World.
Okay, so I'm looking up okay, so
don't we have isn't there like don't we have like a rover of some sort on the moon too? I feel like we do. Maybe we don't, but
I don't know. I thought the sand and stuff was to or the I don't know. We might have one up here.
That's what I'm saying.
I never see pictures from it though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I kind of wonder if that's because
I think it's because they have satellites and stuff where they can see it so damn well. And
you can see it pretty well through a telescope.
Well, yeah, but the satellites in orbit can also take pictures of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's close enough to where like something. I mean, if your like my Galaxy phone can zoom in and be like right in on, and I can see every crater from Earth. So, I mean, I would imagine something that's only a couple hundred miles above the surface would be able to take insane high quality pictures. But also, I think that more people are interested in the photos from the Mars rover or the Mars orbiters, or even like the James Webb Telescope now. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of that data is way cooler, way more interesting.
One of the
currently.
really cool CubeSats I'm excited about is NASA Capstone, which will be
Okay, I
joining these
also
other
saw
spacecraft in
something where
orbit
it was
around the
talking
moon.
about, hey,
Capstone
Tracy,
stands for the Cislunar
everybody,
Autonomous
Tim,
Positioning
Booty
Systems
Green,
Technology Operations and
Secret
Navigation
Ways,
Experiment. It serves as a
Russell,
Pathfinder
Tim
mission for
Brady.
Gateway as part of NASA's Artemis program.
Yeah,
Gateway
so,
is a space
okay, so I remember hearing something about you can't have satellites, like the satellites don't orbit the moon very well because it doesn't spin.
Well, it would still
And they
have its own
they
gravitational.
crash into each other. They have to have like some kind of propulsion. It does have a gravitational pull, but the satellites, I saw something, I can't remember what it was, but it was talking about how
Yeah, it would be disrupted by the Earth's gravitational pull.
yeah, and it
Yeah,
does
you would have to have something. I see what you're saying. Have something to push it through when it gets to the Earth side,
yeah,
just to
and
keep
so
it. That would make sense. Yeah.
right, and it doesn't really have a magnetic poles either, right? So,
I don't.
but it doesn't because it doesn't spin.
Right. No, it does. It does spin. It
It
just is
doesn't
tidally
spin.
locked with us.
It doesn't spin though. It doesn't spin.
It
It doesn't
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have an
we
axis
just watched the
necessarily.
video.
Yeah. Right.
It
It
doesn't
doesn't have an
spin.
axis, so it doesn't
It's
spin on
it's
an
just going
axis. Right.
around us in a circle, bro. It doesn't spin.
Right. Well, right. It doesn't spin on an
Dark
axis.
side,
That's
that's
right.
what I'm saying. That so that's why there's a dark side of the moon that's always not facing us.
Far side.
Well,
Far side of the moon.
again, dark side because it's dark. There's no communication. Once you're on that
Yeah,
side,
dark in that sense.
you're-
Yeah, for sure.
that's what. Well, yeah, and that's I think that was kind of was that coined by that astronaut that was orbiting the moon?
I have no idea.
They called it the dark side of the moon because they would go into radio blackout.
Oh,
for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
That would make sense.
So
I know there's a lot of musicians
that will orbit the moon and provide a place for astronauts to resupply and prepare for their trips down to the lunar surface. Did you know that orbits around the moon are very unstable? The moon's gravity is extraordinarily lumpy, so it's really hard to stay in orbit around the moon if a satellite orbits too close to the lunar surface.
Shit. I guess that'll work.
The moon's gravity might cause the satellite to actually crash into the moon. On the other hand, if the satellite is slightly too far away from the moon, the Earth's gravity will pull the spacecraft out, flinging it away from the moon altogether. What's really cool about Capstone is that it's the first spacecraft to test the entrance and sustainability of a very unique near-rectilinear halo orbit, also known as NRHO. This NRHO orbit is at a precise balance point between the gravities of the Earth and the Moon, which offers a long, stable orbit so that Gateway and future spacecraft don't have to carry so much fuel to stay in orbit around the Moon. Capstone is helping lead the way for Gateway and helps reduce risk for future spacecraft in this orbit. Another really cool thing about Capstone is that it is also demonstrating a really innovative navigation system that will allow future spacecraft to determine their location without having to rely exclusively on tracking from Earth. So, does anything orbit the moon? In summary, yes, there are several spacecraft orbiting the moon, and there will be plenty more to come, including Capstone, as part of NASA's Artemis program.
Yeah,
it could be like a figure 8 kind of deal.
They didn't explain that, did they? Did they go into that? Did they?
Not really.
I didn't see that. But anyway,
they did say something about how the gravitational effects of the Earth affect it, but I think you would have to do it in like a figure 8 kind of deal, because you take advantage of the Earth's orbit, have it go around the Earth and whip through around the moon, come back. You know what I mean? That would be my guess on it, at least. Fucking hecklefish.
Yeah, so this is yeah. I'm gonna be real skippy with this because I don't AJ, I'm a huge fan. Please don't copyright me. I'm just gonna like you made some good points. And I just wanted to. He's a very very critical thinker when it comes to this type of stuff. You know.
Oh, I know. I love that dude.
Gods served many purposes. They were used to explain natural phenomena like Zeus creating thunderstorms. From the Illuminati to UFOs, humans are now aware of themselves and their existence. They experience the world differently. They experience fear of the future. Humans experience the pleasure of nostalgia for the past. No other
show that tower. I think that tower is what I call the soul catcher. When you die, your soul is the ghost of the soul catcher.
But the moon isn't the only place these soul catchers
maybe
exist.
Something hidden.
There are several soul transmission stations, both on Earth and on the moon, and depending on where you're going in your next lifetime, is which transmission station takes over.
When you couple John Lear's belief in the soul catcher with David Icke's theory that we're
dude, that the cigar shaped objects moving across the moon, the surface of the moon. You couldn't have done that. You couldn't have faked that like that with the special effects of cinematography of that time, dude. Sorry.
Right.
Well, what year did Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon come out?
That was like the 80s, wasn't it? Or 70s or 80s?
No.
It wasn't the 60s, was it? That seems like kind of early.
That was 1973. So what year did we go to the moon?
69. 69, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that was what somebody coined that in NASA because it was the communications blackout. So it was the dark side of the moon as far as communication goes.
Makes sense for sure.
Yeah, because Pink Floyd,
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I've heard a number of songs called "The Dark Side of the Moon."
Well, yeah, Pink Floyd. See you on the dark side of the moon. Okay.
We're stuck in an endless loop of reincarnation, an unsettling reality emerges that our only purpose is to serve as food for our alien jailers. And what's even more upsetting is that negative emotions are really what they crave. Supporters of the reptilian humanoid theory say that when there's a global event that affects millions of people, like a war or major conflict, it's our jailers at work.
It might explain why Cro-Magnon Homo sapien sapien is so violent.
Yeah, Linda Moulton
Why
Howell.
are we always in states of
Linda
war?
Moulton Howell, yeah.
Why are we competing and always challenged by murder?
Okay, so anyways, moving right along here. Here we go. This is a different video I wanted to show. Talk about this here.
November 1966. 3 years before the Apollo astronauts made it to the moon, the Orbiter 2 spacecraft situates itself in lunar orbit. It was designed to capture high-resolution images of the surface to
So I guess there is a satellite up there. that's one right there.
the selection of landing sites for the Apollo missions.
I just never thought about that,
One image in particular
Right.
catches the eye of researchers as it shows what appear to be the shadows of several pointed spires.
On November 20th, 1966,
This dude looks like
David Wilcock.
no, he looks like oh my god. Oh, what's the guy's name?
Looks like that dude in Isles from Frasier.
David Spade's like goofy cousin. No, I'm sorry. He's not goofy. I'm sorry. David Spade's nerdy cousin. How about that?
the Lunar Orbiter 2
Nerdy in a good way. This guy's smart. This guy's kind of smart though.
More
NASA's
educated.
probe photographs this area on the moon that was actually in the Sea of Tranquility, only 300 kilometers away from where Apollo 11 ended up landing. And what's so bizarre is that this area has undeniable architecture that looks like what you would see from obelisks. There's 8 different spires, and
that shit's crazy, dude.
It is. Yeah.
Like, what is that all about? You know, like
It's hard to say, man. I mean, especially because, like, you know, we can start really getting into like ancient civilizations and everything too, because that would, you know, you would have to assume that you're talking about an ancient civilization at a certain point, because now if something were to have been on the moon, it's been there a long time. It has been there a long time, because nothing just adapts onto living onto the moon.
That looks like some Göbekli Tepe shit though, doesn't it?
Yeah, and see, that's the crazy part too.
Scientists calculated that the largest of these spires would be an obelisk that is 15 stories tall.
Like, I wonder how
These
that
do appear to be just like an Egyptian-style obelisk. But what the heck are they doing on
like
the moon?
You're standing there like what
Of the multiple anomalies on the moon, I think the spires are some of the most fascinating ones, because astronomers have calculated that these spires are very tall for them to be exclusively natural occurrences.
They have to be artificial, simply from the fact that the moon has been bombarded in kind of an incessant meteoric rain.
Yeah, it's gravitationally locked, but we are tidally locked.
Yeah, the oceans are.
There is no way that anything bigger than a basketball can be standing straight up on the lunar surface.
The inference is that NASA would have known this, and that one of the reasons that they sent their mission there was so that the astronauts of the Apollo mission could gain more information about these artificial structures on the moon.
Southcom, go. Ginsey, go. Ecom, go. Surgeon, go.
So, dude, like, look at these control panels. I would pay $1,000 for one of these damn control panels right here. You see this?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? With the vector monitors and shit on them. Oh my god, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Control panels. And look, what is this? This is for their mics and shit up here.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Comward, go for undocking.
Look, that shit's there.
Roger, Eagle, undock.
On Apollo 11, when the astronauts were descending to the lunar surface, they got this very strange computer alarm.
1202 alarm. 1202 alarm.
The famous 1202 computer alarm, and then basically nobody knew what it was. What it came out to was that the computer itself was overwhelmed with information. Because
I was trying to like guess who this guy is before.
As Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin, yeah. Damn, he looks so different when he's young, doesn't he? Oh my god, dude. He was young as hell. Anyway.
Module pilot had turned on the radar.
Look at this. Look at this control panel, dude. Oh my god, I would love to have one of these.
Dude,
I put that on a fucking ghost box so quick. I'm about to have to get off here, dude.
Oh yeah.
We got to go shoot fireworks.
Hey, it's that time.
Dude, I spent. It's not that much compared to what some people spend, but I spent $300. No, $384 on fireworks. Lexi spent like $200 on fireworks. So we got about $600 worth of fireworks. We're about to go get redneck, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Hell yeah, dude.
You know what
That's
I mean?
cool.
Y'all shooting fireworks or anything?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
really?
No.
Oh man, come on, dude.
We ain't got nothing. Like we're
Hey, look at here. We got Steve Holte. Happy 4th, Steve.
what?
Look at this dude right here. What's
Holy
up, stranger?
moly, man.
Hey,
Steve
bro.
always tells me that
Steve, you want to come on the show, bro? You don't have to do video if you don't want to. You can just come on and we'll have you up as a little avatar. Put your picture up there and you know, you can just be there by voice. Would you be interested in coming on and talking to us? And you too, Tim, if you want to. Would you just
and Katie.
message
Make
us?
sure you ask Katie too, Steve.
Tracy, if you want to come on and plug your shirt business or whatever, just let us know. Everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Dreama, I'm gonna message you here probably tomorrow. And let me see here.
Yeah, I want to have Steve has always told me that he goes to bed too early, that we do the show too late. He wanted me to talk to you about doing like a 5 or like an early show, like a 5 or 6 o'clock show.
See, I can't do that because I don't get off of work until I want to do another show too, man. So I was thinking maybe we could do one like once. We'll try to do it once a week on a Sunday.
Okay.
What do you think, Steve? Did he leave? Oh, here he is. Okay. Okay, yeah. Message us, bro. Yeah, or we'll get on like a conference call or something, dude. Okay, well, you know what? We love all y'all, and nice to see you again and talk to you there, Steve. Make sure you holler at us. And everybody, we love all y'all. Happy 4th. Happy birthday, America, baby. Woo! I'm gonna go shoot some firecrackers. You know what I mean?
America.
Shoot, son, America. All right. Well, love y'all, and y'all have a happy and safe 4th of July. Say goodbye, Austin.
Goodbye. See y'all later.